hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariam and welcome to Healthy Habits. Today we're gonna talk about why it's important to not compare yourself to others. Now, before we start, I know that it's easier said than done. I know that as humans, whether it's unconsciously or not, we want to compare to others. And when we compare to others, it's like, I'll give you some examples. So let's say you see someone more fit than you see someone more healthy than you see someone more richer than you see someone that seems doing, the things that you want to do. And you start to compare yourself to that person. Or when you see someone that hits their goals and it's similar to yours and you start comparing to yourself. And what will happen if you do all of those things? That overall your joyfulness and happiness will go down because you're comparing yourself to that person. Sometimes it's even in relationships. We often compare our relationships, whether it's romantic or not, with others. We are like, oh, this person seems happy. Like, they seem happy together, they go to dates together multiple times, they travel multiple times per year. Why am I not doing that with my partner? But the reality that, especially if you're comparing yourself on Instagram, that we all show things that we want to show. We all show things when we are happy. Most of the people, when they travel, that's when they're more active on Instagram, just because they're happy and they want to share with the world. There is nothing wrong with that. We just, us as consumers of social media, we need to realize that it's not the reality whatever we see. So once you see it and you're trying, but like, I didn't travel, it's been 2 years, and that person literally travels every single weekend, like your overall joyfulness will go down because you'll feel like you're missing. The fear of missing something, you'll feel like you're missing out of life. You'll feel and you'll question all the things that is happening right now in your life, that it's not even related to traveling or whatever, but you'll question all the things related to the things that you're doing right now in your life, the journey that you're in. And overall, you'll start questioning am I on the right path? Like, why my life is like this and that person's life is like that? Don't get me wrong. I know it's hard to not compare to others, it's hard. But you don't know what they go through. We all go through things. You don't know. You don't know how many years it took them to get there. You don't know how many years it took them to get fit. Especially us girls. Now, I'm not a man, so I can't tell you their perspective, but I feel like they're competitive as well. But especially us girls, when we see someone more beautiful, when we see someone more fit, when we see someone that has something, another girl that has something that we want, stop comparing yourself to that person because you don't know how many years, you don't know how many workouts it took them to go where they are today. This year, it's not to brag. This year already, we are not even end of the year. I've done more than 365 workouts this year. And someone that is just starting and starts to compare to a person that is similar to myself, how do you think they're going to feel? If that person has done 365 workouts and plus, and you didn't even done 20 this year or 30 this year, do you really think that you're going to be in the same place as the other person? And I just realized this the other day because I see some girls that look and, I think I need to make a whole episode why we should stop hate each other. Not just girls to girls, but in general. We need to support each other. We need to uplift each other. But sometimes I would see, even not to myself, but to other girls, like they're looking at each other weird, they're looking at each other with hate. Just because they want something that the other person has and they're starting to compare or jealousy or whatever, and they feel like they're missing something. They feel like they need to change themselves so they can be like that person. Well, there's something that you can actually change if you put the work in it. If you want to be more fit or as fit or as the other person, you know what to do. You know what to do. Watch your diet and go to the gym. It's that simple. Well, is it? It's simple, but it's not easy. When you see life like this, when you know that the other person has done the work, you know why we don't see it? It's because on social media, people don't post their journey. People don't post how they've done all of it. On my side, I'm trying to show if it's something hard relating to YouTube. I've shared what's the hardest part for me. Relating to my workout, sometimes I've put that I didn't feel going, but I went anyway. It's not to brag. It's just to show you that sometimes we'll have those days. Sometimes I wake up and I don't feel like working out. Sometimes I wake up and I question myself. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh, am I on the right path? Or what else should I do? What else should I do this? What else should I do that? I compare, at this point in my life, I compare myself to myself. New year is coming. This year, 2024, I started with 75 hard. This upcoming year, I want to start again with 75 hard. You know why? Because I was like, I was capable doing in, this January 2024. Why can I do this year? That's a healthy way to compare yourself, but to you. Now, it has its own negative parts because you get more competitive even with yourself. It has disadvantages. I'm going to post a video about that very soon. But it's more healthy than when you compare to another person. When you compare, oh my God, this person is fit. Why am I not? Why you're not? It's because you choose the other path that I always talk about, the other path, which is not what is this channel about, what am I about. The other path is when you go to party every single weekend. I've talked about this, but I'm going to talk again in case if you're new. You choose partying every single weekend. You choose being around friends that you know deep down that are not good for you. You chose to drink. You chose to smoke. You choose to not have purpose in your life. You choose to not have goals in your life. When you're waking up sad, depressed, not feeling like it, you don't do anything. You put on Netflix and watch it with your pizzas. Now, don't get me wrong. We all need to have those days when we, feel our emotions, whether it's, you watching Netflix or you by crying. But if you do it every single day, if you party every single day, every single weekend, if you drink every single weekend, every single day, and smoke and see your friends that you know they're not good for you, how do you want after all of this be the person that you see that is super fit, super healthy, and you ask to yourself why you're not like that? Well, the reason that I just told you, that's why you're not like that. But you can change it. That's the beauty of it. You can change it. It's in your hands. You can wake up today or tomorrow and be like, it's time for a change. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Instead of comparing yourself and feeling down, when you catch yourself comparing to that person, use it to your advantage. Be like, oh yeah, why am I not like it? I'm gonna be like that person. Boom, switching your mindset. And go to the gym. When I see someone fitter than myself, and I'm talking about girls, when I see someone fitter than myself, someone more healthier than myself, trust me, that day or the next week, the whole week, I am training even harder at the gym. Not because, I'm comparing and I feel bad, or not because of jealousy. No, it's because by nature, yes, I'm a competitive person, but also I use it to my advantage. When I see someone more fit than myself, I'm like, good job. In my head, I'm not hating. I'm going to train harder today. I'm going to work harder today because no one can outwork me. That's a healthy way to see your comparison thing. Not when you compare yourself, you feel down and you don't do anything. Because there's someone else that is better than you. There will be always someone else that is fitter than you, smarter than you, handsome than you, beautiful than you. So what? If you want those things, you can work on it. Well, I know there are some things that we can change about ourselves, but we can accept and work on it. You want, especially if you're a girl and you want to be more put together, well, start taking care of yourself. I'm not telling you to go and spend money all those bull people do. There is one thing that is free that will enhance your beauty is by working on yourself. Whether it's reading books, doing gratitude, breathing works, yoga, working out. You can do jumping jacks, push-ups at home. You don't need to spend money to go for a membership or, to do all of those things. Because when you're happy internally, it shows outside also. Start by doing things internally. And stop relating yourself to social media. When you see someone, you're scrolling, you see someone more beautiful than you, handsome than you, fitter, richer. Yes, it can feel like, it's human. You'll compare yourself. But what do you do after you compare to that person? Because it's easy. And I would be lying if I told you that, you shouldn't compare yourself and point. Because it's human. It's natural. There is not one person that didn't compare to another person in his whole or her entire life. What's important is what you do once you see someone is more that you want to be or have. I told you my example when I see someone fitter the next day, that whole entire week I'm training harder. Not because I want to be like that person, not because, oh my God, I'm jealous, not because this. No, because that created a competition with myself. And I didn't realize a very long time that I am a competitive person. Maybe step one is to determine, are you a competitive person? If not, either way, you can do it what I just told you. But for me, it's also a fun way to compete with myself. Well, most of the time it's fun. Other times not so much, but most of the time it's fun. Now it's getting cold outside. I live in Canada, Montreal. The other day I was walking and I was like, how? And it wasn't like minus 20 Celsius that is usually during winter. So it wasn't that bad. It was like minus 10, I think, or 7 Celsius. And I was like, how did I do 75 hours past January with 45 minutes walk when it was minus 20 sometimes Celsius? How? I was asking that to I was comparing present Mariam with past Mariam. How did I do it? And I'm like, believe me, this year I'm going to do it the same because I was capable of doing before. Because I didn't compare myself to people that they can't do it. Because sometimes it can go negative way. Sometimes when you want to do something and you see someone doing it and it didn't go well for them, you compare yourself. You're like, for them it didn't go, so I'm not gonna do the same. It can go into two directions. Whether you compare yourself and you wanna be that person or like that person, or you see, let's do the example of 45-minute walk outside in winter time, when deep down you want to go and to walk outside during winter, and you see someone else, they didn't do as planned, it didn't go well for them, they gave up, most likely you're not gonna do either, especially if it's a closer person to you and in your family or friends. Because you wanted initially, you compared yourself to that person, you're like, oh my God, this person, I usually look up to him or her and they can do it, so I'm not going to do either. You see, two directions. It's not always, I want to be that person, that's why I'm going to compare. No. Either way, whatever direction it went for you. What's important is what do you do after? What's important is once you compare, you catch yourself comparing to others, what you do after. Do you feel down? Did it stop you from the action? What did you do? What did you do? I gave you my example of what I do. If I see someone hardworking, I'm like, I gotta step up more, especially in my niche. I'm like, I gotta step up more. All of those things, I'm telling you, I know it's not easy. All of those things, you can't do it unless if you really work on yourself first. Because people that they don't work on themselves, it's easy for them to compare to others because they don't know them first. They don't know that they're competitive. They don't know how they think themselves, they think themselves. They don't know what they want in life. They don't want why, how, when. When you don't work on yourself, you don't know those things. So it's easier to compare to others. But when you work on yourself, when you work on your mindset, when you listen to right people, you know your worth. You know what you're capable of. So even if sometimes you catch yourself to comparing to others, you're like, you're coming back quicker into your reality, not others. Because you know your worth. You know how hard you work. Yes, that person maybe is on his chapter 20 or 30 and you just started. So what? You're gonna go there. You're gonna go to the chapter 20 and more. Give yourself some time. That person that you consider super fit didn't get fit overnight. Even though on Instagram you see, oh my God, the real before and after, it took 20 seconds. No. It doesn't work like that. I wish it was, but it's not. For some people, like I said, it takes 365 workouts to get super fit. Takes time for how many years, how many weeks, how many years, how many months to not drink, to not, party, to work on. It takes how many years it takes to someone to be mentally strong. You don't see the backstage work. With my platform, I want to show you as much as I can. To show you that it's hard. To show you that some days I don't feel like working. I don't feel like working out. It's normal, but what I do after, that's what it counts. That's why building discipline, it also helps you to not comparing to others. Because when you're a disciplined person, you notice people who are not. And it's hard to compare yourself to a person that is not disciplined. Because in your head, you know that it's not that you're thinking you're better, no. But you know that discipline, if that's what you've always wanted, discipline was something that you've always wanted, and you see lacking in them discipline, you're not going to compare to them. Now, maybe that person is better on other things than you. But I'm talking about example of discipline here. So before, when you catch yourself comparing to others, just ask yourself, are they on the same journey that I am today? If you just started your fitness journey, it's not realistic for you to think that you should be fit right away. It's a good start. That's how it all starts. If you can do one workout, you can do 365. But it's unrealistic for you to think that, this person is on his chapter 30 and I'm going to get there tomorrow. You're here. You're just starting. You'll get there if you work hard enough and you believe that you can do. But it will take time, and it's normal, and it should take time. Great things take time. Wherever comes easy goes easier. It takes time. And I'm going to share it here with you, the things that doesn't go as planned, besides those videos that you see. Because for me, healthy habits, it's not just working out and eating well. For me, healthy habit is also the way that you think. That's why we're talking here about deep topics. Other people consider healthy habits what you like, your actions, what you do. Like if you worked out today, that's a good habit. If you didn't eat cheat meal, that's a good habit. If you didn't do this, that's a good habit. What about what did you think? Practicing gratitude that we hear talk often is a healthy habit. Wanting to be in peace, it's a great habit. Not to compare to others, it's a good habit. But also where it's a good habit to show others that you're not perfect. I'll make a whole video about things that I wish I knew earlier, or, maybe YouTube related or social media related. It's hard for me. Because I am tired of seeing only like the good side of it. Only like, like rainbow sunshine, I'm traveling this much per year. Everything is great in my life. And then they go and when their phones are off, they're miserable. I don't want to see that anymore. And I think you are tired of that either. Because if we don't stop sharing just that on social media, how do you think the future generations will be? They will be always sad. They're 24/7, literally, because it already started, but especially if we don't change something in the future. If you have kids or future kids, they will be miserable because they will compare to others often because of social media. Now I see that few people here and there show and talk about their struggles, what they wish they accomplished more and everything else, but it's the minority. That's why it's easier for us to compare to others, because that's what we all see. When we see someone sharing their struggles, we're not gonna be like, oh, I want that struggles. You're gonna, it's the opposite. You're gonna see the person's struggles. You're gonna have empathy, right? And you're gonna understand that it takes time. Every great things take time. Yes, I wish it was quick. I wish it was, today I worked out and tomorrow I'm super fit. I wish it was like that. Or whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever I eat, I'm still gonna be fit. Or even if I stopped working out, I'm still gonna be fit. That's it's impossible, first of all, and it's not good to think like that. As humans, we're always gonna seek the easier path. Or how can I be fit in 1 month? It doesn't take 1 month. It's a good start. You'll see maybe some changes if your nutrition is good as well. But you're not gonna be where you are if you only work out for 1 month or few workouts here and there, or if you skip weeks, skip month. It's like before summer, people are more motivated to go to the gym because it's summer. And then it goes down the motivation because, colder month, especially if you have colder month where you live, especially. And then January comes, boom, it spikes. And then February, and then boom, until in May, March, April, when the summer will hit again. And then those people compare to other people who worked out all year, and they're sad because they're not fit. Well, that person worked out 12 months out of 12. You worked out only, 3-4 months without, if we, take away the skipping weeks that you didn't work out and the days that you skipped and because you didn't feel like it. Do you see 3 months and 12 months? But always, the one thing is true is that no one can outwork someone that worked out 12 months. No one. Because do you know how many emotions and how many things can happen in 12 months to that person, but they still choose to work out regularly every single week? They did it whenever they were sad. They did it whenever they didn't feel like it. They did it whenever, if they had girl problems, if you know what I mean. They did it anyway. They had a fight with their girlfriend or boyfriend. They worked out even they had a breakup. They worked out even if they had family problems. They've worked out even if that day they didn't feel good about themselves. That's why those people are always gonna win, because no matter what they are showing up. And when you're a winner, you're not gonna compare to others. Again, not because you think you're the best. No, because your actions prove to yourself that you are worth more than you think. Next time when you catch yourself to comparing others, ask yourself, am I on the same journey that they are? And probably the answer will be always no. Because no one is on the same journey. You'll see always a person that worked out more than you, worked out longer than yourself, is more smarter, beautiful, handsome. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Be happy for them and do everything and work on yourself so you can be that person. That person should inspire, not to feel you sad and depressed why you're not like that. All the reasons I just told you, that's why. Instead, switch it. Be like, oh my God, I want to be like that person. What can I do more? If that person has a good nutrition and you're not, well, maybe ask yourself how many times per week you eat cheat meals. If that person that you look up to and do you want to be like that eats cheat meals or no. Or it's very rare for them. Because the result is not going to be the same, a person that doesn't eat or in the person that eats multiple times per week. What matters is the actions that you put once you catch yourself comparing to others. At the end of the day, let's be nice to each other. Let's be nice to each other. Life is already hard itself. It's already hard itself, so we don't need to make it even worse by pulling each other down, by gossiping, by complaining, by hating on each other. You're not happy with something, work for it to change it. Only you can change it. The fact that you're not happy, the fact you're complaining, what is going to change if you don't work? If you complain that you're not fit, but you don't go to the gym, like how? Well, like what will happen? You'll be the same person that you are today for the rest of your life. Because just complaining that you're not fit and you want to be fit or just healthier in general, and you don't do anything, and the same moment you put your Netflix on and you eat McDonald's the whole day, the whole week, and then you ask yourself why? This is why. This is why. You have your answers. Ask yourself that. This is why. So let's be nice to each other, and it's free. It's free to be nice to each other. There's something in your heart that is bothering you about yourself, what you can do to get better. Once you know the answer, work for it, yes, but tell to yourself that it will take time and it's completely normal. Anyway, guys, I hope this episode helped you to see another perspective about how to, what it will do to when you compare yourself to others, and what you can do once you catch yourself comparing to others, because here we are talking about topics that are not talked enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's be nice to each other by subscribing, and also ring the bell so you don't miss any healthy habits. But before I go, per usual, don't give up for just one more day. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.